So first of all, Yossi,
Mhm.
what is the word that you stumble over that you have to get out of the way before your talk can
Right.
continue?
Well, there's a very long word which I have to say, which is confidentiality.
Yeah.
And it's always discombobulating when I have to say for the first time. But after I do it, it's a very relieving event. And then I can use shorter words for the rest of the conference, for the rest of the talk. But if you're doing horizontal captions for this, I really want to say that it's super califragilisticexpialidocious
We
to be in this
appreciate that.
conference.
We appreciate that, Yossi.
And I love the disestablished term, this I love the disestablishmentarianism attitude here in this conference.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but we were talking about that. You like the vibe. We can't even say it's a
Yeah.
technical word now. We can't even say
Right.
vibe. We like the energy. We like the
Yeah.
people.
I like the people, I like the approach of hardware people that nothing is taken for granted. You can open everything, you can break everything, you can find everything out. I'm getting overdrive. Should I have brought my guitar? Do you still do
Somebody,
push-ups?
somebody's glitching
Yeah,
here.
glitching, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so one of my favorite graphs,
Yes.
very technical graph that you put up was
Yeah. Try
like
to make it scientific.
like companies, generally speaking, company success follows product success. So
Yes.
product spikes, it's very successful, and then
Yes.
if it fails or it peters
Yes.
out or whatever, companies kind of do the same. Then
Right.
you show IoT, and
Right.
IoT is like the thing spikes, and then it keeps going for the long haul, maybe 30 years.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the company fades. Companies come and go.
Yep.
People or engineers come and go.
Right.
And now we still have this hardware that's
Right.
out there,
Right.
right?
You look around the house, you see devices which used to be smart 10, 20 years ago. You're still using them. You don't think they're smart. I have in my office a smart fridge, very smart. The clock is stuck at 20,017 because that was the last time anybody would consider this fridge to be smart. But it's still really great at cooling down my drinks or whatever. But I have to contend with the security problems of a device which was obsolete in 2017. And this is the real problem of IoT devices. They combine sensors and actuators which will survive for generations and hardware which and software which will not. And it's just for the sake of sustainability and future proofing, we have to think what to do with these devices.
And I'm going to ask you just to repeat the three things. But before I do, I want to sort of make this point, I think, which is we're talking about refrigerators right now. But how are they different than critical infrastructure running a country, say?
So in some sense, critical infrastructure is even worse. So critical infrastructure does share the part that it does the physical thing and also does software thing. I'm thinking, for example, of dam controls or power company or now power generation, winds and solar, which is very distributed, very computed. These things have to survive for a long time, like the IoTs in our house, but there is something which makes it more complicated. They are out there. So there is some kind of degree of protection for devices in my house, which is they are in my house.
Right.
You can't get into my house. What are you doing
The
in my
secure
house?
perimeter.
Why are you in my
Back
house?
to the basics.
Right.
We have a secure
Right.
perimeter.
So we have
Yeah.
secure perimeter, and when you're talking about something which is just out there, stuck to the bottom of a bridge, on a traffic light, on a dam, in a river, then anybody can go up to them and do whatever they want. If touching your device means getting a stepping stone into the network, that's a serious problem. And upgrading them is also a very serious challenge. In my house, I can do a few hours without air conditioning. But if I'm trying to fix, I don't know, the Hoover Dam,
Yeah.
that might be a little problem.
But you have the same problem with critical infrastructure in the sense that maybe the company hasn't gone away, but the engineers or designers that built the hardware are at this point 40 years later are
Yes.
retired or not even living anymore. So one of the points you said was documentation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I said is basically bad documentation is good
It's
again.
good.
People love to talk about their results, especially in our field. Sometimes they do it not in the perfect way, but now it's good to produce. I really call on people to write down and document, even if it's not the perfect thing, because there is somebody new who is reading these documents. And this somebody new is called the AI, the large language models. And they can combine information from your documentations and from a product video and maybe a shot and maybe the binaries. We just saw a fantastic presentation where an LLM got the binaries of program and decided to change it to do something better. And all of these things can produce working knowledge which can survive us. So I really think that writing documentation.
So
is-
can we use AI to help with that documentation up front, or is that sort of taboo?
Um, I would say that if I was a developer in a large company and I had to do my development and my documentation, the first thing I would do is to get an AI. The second thing I would do is try to convince my boss that it's okay. It's already happening.
Yeah.
Producing documentation is done by AI.
And so if it produces it, but you have the expert, the human expert reviewing it, that may be sufficient. And you may get more documentation than if you weren't going to use it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So documentation sounds very boring.
Yeah.
In my view, a 20-minute YouTube video where it takes something apart. These are fascinating hackaday projects. You show this is connecting to this, it's connected to that. I push this, I break this little screw to remove the cover, and then this turns on that. Today it's a little expensive, but an AI is capable of looking at this video and understanding it. So documentation does have to be gray and tedious.
Right.
Just talking to Camille, explaining about something that's also considered documentation.
Now, something that actually Melton was just up here talking and she thought was very interesting from your keynote was separating the actuation from, I think you called it AI cloud slop, maybe.
Slop
But
is the word of the year.
Yeah, describe your intention behind that.
Right. So a smart device has the device part, which is sensing and interacting with the world, and the smart part, which is subjective.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Some people might think it's smart. Some people might think it's gimmicky marketing stuff. And if you look at these products as the time passes, the smart stuff becomes more and more dumb and useless, but the device part stays. So when you're building a device, when you're taking apart a device, it's really good to make this mental split between the things which are make this device a device and the things which make it smart.
Okay.
So
All right. And then the third piece that you talked about was enable local control. So talk about that.
So if I want a smart device and I don't trust the cloud, or maybe the cloud provider has been shut down, or I can't use it for any sorts of legal reasons, I might try to put a smart home controller inside my house. There's a fantastic open source product called Home Assistant, which I personally recommend when people ask. I need to get the smart device to talk to my local home controller. So there are ways of doing it more securely, and there are ways of doing it less securely. And I think the common thing between the less secure ways is this kind of assumption that my house is secure. My house is not secure. My house is as secure as the least secure piece of hardware which is in my house. It's
Which
the weakest
which
link.
in your case was the garage door opener.
Yeah,
Until
possibly.
recently.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. That's right. So you need to be very careful when you expose your device to local control, and you should be mindful what sort of controller you're providing, who is allowed to control you, and for what purposes.
So can you run a list for people of what are the most, generally speaking, insecure IoT devices in the home? I know you've hacked
That's
baby
not fair.
monitors and garage doors. And
That's not.
that's not fair. Why is that?
That's not fair. So we did diving watches. We did all sorts of stuff. I don't think. I know that's not fair.
Okay. All right.
We have a lot of content. I didn't say enough long words though.
You didn't say enough long words. Okay.
And
Uh,
ask me something about the buzz, and I'll say je ne sais quoi.
well, okay. what I did want to know from you is what is the most bizarre. Well, no. Okay. This is what I'm curious. What should every security researcher have in his or her garage?
A fire extinguisher.
That's a good answer. I like that.
I would say there's a Hebrew saying, if there's a doubt, there is no doubt. So
Oh.
if there's something that's some kind of cool gadget that you think of buying or not buying,
Mhm.
buy it. You want to buy this tiny USB-C screwdriver? Buy it. This Microsoft, buy it.
Yeah.
They're not so expensive. And when this day comes when you want to hack something and it's in your house, then get it.
You're ready to go.
Ready to
Yeah.
go, right? Fill your
Yeah.
garage with cheap tools.
Fun things. Okay, and say the phrase in Hebrew.
אם יש ספק, אין ספק.
Thank you very much, Yossi.
Thank you, Camille.